billions of other systems within the Milky Way galaxy. We can no longer ignore the possibility that technological civilizations predated us and that we are not the smartest kid on our cosmic block.
The importance of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence in relationship to the perennial activity of human beings in philosophy and religion to imagine what God would be. That interaction is a remarkable coherence, because are we special? Most religions have, at least in the past, claimed that were the case. So if you were to discover intelligent alien life, would that undermine at least the traditional God that we are all used to dealing with?
Pandora, a world of wonder and mystery, incredible danger and strange beauty. From Earth's southern hemisphere, you can see the solar system where Pandora is located, Alpha Centauri. At a distance of 4.4 light-years from Earth, the Alpha Centauri system is our nearest stellar neighbor. The largest of its two sun-like stars, Alpha Centauri A, or ACA to astronomers, is Pandora's sun. Pandora is one of many moons orbiting the planet Polyphemus, a gas giant planet the size of Saturn.
Hydrothermal vents are essentially hot springs under the ocean. One is the wide range of exotic and previously unknown creatures that have been found around these vents, that range from largish organisms like tube worms and clams and mussels, all the way down to microorganisms that are members of a group called Archaea, which may be some of the more primitive life forms that we have on the planet. So just in terms of new organisms and a biological community we didn't know exists before, they're very important.
A little piece of the puzzle is actually, if you want to look for life on other icy worlds other than Earth, then you have to understand life on Earth first. We're starting to just explore these icy moons and icy worlds where you could possibly be reproducing the same things that we find on Earth today with these rock-water interactions. So it's important for understanding how do we search for life on other planets, and also how did life actually begin here on Earth.
Life is inevitable. If you get water, you get volcanic activity, you get the right mixture of things and the right lengths of time. Is that right? Or is it that life is unique or very rare in the universe and Earth is a unique place? Well, there are other places in the solar system we've already found where conditions may exist that are similar to those vents. This is one of the moons of Saturn called Titan, a fascinating place. This is an atmosphere. It's like Earth's atmosphere. It's blue sky. It's what you see there, the gases in the atmosphere, much thicker than the Earth's atmosphere. Now, Titan's a very cold place, but it's interesting because we've landed on Titan. We landed, the European space probe Huygens parachuted through this atmosphere a few years ago now, and it landed on mushy, wet ground. Now, it wasn't water because it's very cold on Titan. It was actually methane. So if you have a barbecue in the summer, you might use one of those gas canisters with methane in. At these temperatures, methane can be a liquid. So Titan is a place where there are rivers of methane, there is methane snow falling on the surface, there are oceans of methane, and people are already speculating that possibly there might be some kind of very strange forms of life on Titan. Could it be? There's lots of liquid, there are rivers and there are oceans, and it's a very strange place, but a place that's not covered in water, that's covered in methane. Although there may be some evidence that there may be remains of water perhaps below the surface. A very interesting place. Enceladus, which is quite a small moon, but Cassini swept over the surface of Enceladus and took pictures. Look at these plumes rising up from the surface. Those are water. Those are jets of water spraying up from the surface of Enceladus, which tells us that there must be at least frozen water and perhaps pockets of liquid below the surface of Enceladus. Could this be a place where we find simple microbes? It might be too small, but it's interesting because there's water there. This is a place where we are very certain there's a lot of water. This is a place that we're going to explore with a space mission again in the next 10, 15 or 20 years. There are plans to send a very dedicated mission to go and look at this moon. This is the moon of Jupiter called Europa. This moon has got an icy crust. The ice is probably around 100 kilometers thick, but we know that below that ice there's an ocean of liquid water, and there's more water in the oceans of Europa than there is in all of the oceans of the Earth combined. And we think there may be hydrothermal vents below that ocean on Europa. So one of the great challenges, and this is perhaps for 30, 40 years in the future, how would you burrow through 100 kilometers of ice to get a submarine into the oceans of Europa to see what's down there? There may be living things in that ocean, we don't know. It's a challenge to you. No one's thought of a way of doing it, but everybody wants to go there because there's an ocean waiting to be explored. Nearer to home and nearer in time is the exploration of Mars. This is one of Mars's polar caps. They're ice caps. There's carbon dioxide ice in those caps. There's also water in those ice caps. So we know there's water ice on Mars. What I find fascinating about this is that we know there was water on Mars. We know there were oceans and rivers on Mars billions of years ago. Mars has lost its water because it was smaller than the Earth, but we don't know where the water went. It could be that there is liquid water below the surface of Mars. How did it vanish? Is it still there in some sense? There's a European mission called ExoMars, which is going to go to Mars. Its job is to look for life. Perhaps there was life there that's now died out. Perhaps there are still microbes beneath the surface of Mars.
Ever since our species first looked up at the sky, we've dreamed of reaching Mars. Back in 2029, that dream became real when the first humans set foot on the red planet. Behold, the Hermes, the most complex and expensive machine ever built. We only built one, and it remains harbored in low Earth orbit between missions. Astronauts rely on shuttles to travel up to Hermes, and from there, they set sail on a perfect controlled cruise. But make no mistake, this is no easy journey. The trip to Mars is as dangerous and challenging as anything we've ever tried. The average journey checks in at 140 million miles. And throughout the trip, Hermes and its crew are bombarded by cosmic radiation that would irreversibly damage their DNA, if not for the ship's protection. And if that isn't enough, solar flares, asteroids, and meteoroids pose a catastrophic threat to the mission. One major strike could leave Hermes stranded in the hostile environment of space with no hope of rescue. Provided everything goes as planned, the Ares 3 crew will arrive in Martian orbit 124 days later, ready to descend to the surface. Once on Mars, they will spend a month in a habitat designed to protect them from low oxygen, high radiation, dust storms, and temperatures that can dip to 100 degrees below zero. Despite those challenges, the crew will thoroughly investigate the planet's biological history and its potential to cultivate and sustain life. Depending on what they learn, Star Talk of the Future may be posting to you from a permanent, self-sustaining Martian colony, examining a new adventure that will take us even deeper into the stars above. Earth, a magnificent world to which we owe our creation, no longer seems destined to be our final resting place. Our adventure is just beginning.
Today, space is essential not only to our way of life, it's absolutely critical to the modern way of war. GPS, ATMs, cell phones, gas pumps, traffic lights, power grids, guided missiles, surveillance, RPAs, ground combat control. There's no such thing as a day without space operations. You just don't see them. Earth is only half the battle. Cyber attacks and jamming of our satellites. Microsatellites that can create a debris field. At 17,000 miles an hour, a piece of metal the size of a coin can be weaponized.
Back inbound.
Get the White House.
Quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive.
477, roger. Have visual. Holy shit, that's something else.
Repeat, 477.
77, target acquired. 477, all yours. Take it out. Roger, engaging. Swing out to the left.
It's not NATO members. There must be some kind of force field.
Activate drop lines! Remember!
Let's bring the pain. Charlie 2-1, watch your spacing.
Oh, wait, here we go. Wait,
Everyone quiet down, here we go, all right?
But now,
Shut
just
up.
approximately
Guys,
15
come on.
minutes after word of a possible earthquake in Lower Manhattan, nearby in New York Harbor.
Get down! You all right? Yeah, did you guys see that? All right? There are people still out there. Dude, I can't take all this running, man. Rob! Excuse me. Hey, Rob, the store's closed, man. Rob!
Burning right now. Apparently the bridge was filled with pedestrians traveling across. It has collapsed. No word on injuries yet, but...
Kata mucho, Tuzang. Kata mucho, Batang.
10,000 kilometers and closing.
Syncing started. Data.
Big green light.
Do you read me? See.
All right, here's the deal. We wait outside the factory until we see a shuttle leave. When you puts an explosive round in it, goes to the crash site and gets the data.
Okay, copy that.
Cameras live, boys. You getting this spider?
All right, guys, let's go. Let's play ball.
Go, go, go!
Acceleration to supersonic speeds in 15 seconds. Critical engine failure.
Let's go, guys. Out of the cars.
Targets moving south, southwest.
Move back.
We got another one. Okay.
This is wrong. This is all wrong, man.
First time we come in, there'll always be a little bit of tension happening between us.
A little? Yeah, sure.
Hey, footsack there, you can't eat that, man. The prawn likes to eat the rubber. Sort of like a marshmallow. No, Jan, don't prod him. Don't prod him like that, Jan, don't prod him. His arm. You see now, man, he's breaking the rules. No, stay calm. Okay, this is going to be problems because now all the prawns are coming out. They want to see what's going on. Stop it! Stop it!
What we have stranded on Earth in this colony is basically the workers. They don't particularly think for themselves, they will take commands, they have no initiative.
They'd lost all of their upper leadership through whatever cause, we presume illness.
Where there's a slum, there's crime.
The deployment of the planet's first robotic police units.
Johannesburg.
It's a dangerous city.
Each day, more than 300 murders and violent attacks take place here.
2 officers have been killed, 3 others have been taken to the hospital.
A bloody end to a shootout between cops and robbers. Another man in blue, dead.
Today, we usher in a new day. One that represents the end of crime. The end of corruption. Go! Up against the wall!
On the ground, all targets neutralized.
And the start of the rebirth of our city. Welcome to the world's first robotic police force.
Okay, stay on till I call you. All right? I need to get the door open.
Possible alien tissue detected.
No! I said stay until I call you!
Please wait for the decontamination process to finish before continuing.
You gotta get yourself killed! Okay. Get out! Everybody get the fuck out! Get out! Go! Move out of here now! I'll send you home with a fucking job! Go! Clear! I got it! I got it! Okay. Okay, hold on.
Coi ba, cái gì đó cháu? Đi. Mau lên ba. Lần cái thôi, còn chuyên giấc.